Hello there.
Listen, your boy is fresh out of the shower, and we're here to record a fresh new episode of Masters of the Year, ladies and gentlemen. What's going on? My name is Elie Moses, a 24-year-old law and film student here from Sydney, Australia. Absolutely shooting his shot. And yeah, we're here to react to part 7 today of Masters of the Year. I think part 6 was absolutely sensational. The best episode of the series thus far, and dare I say it, I think it's up there with one of the best episodes of the trilogy with Band of Brothers and the Pacific. It could be a long shot, but I'll say that. That ending to episode 6 had me hyped, man. That was a great reveal for Buck right there. And I just thought to myself, I'm Austin Butler's biggest fan. Hearing that 2 o'clock from Austin Butler's Elvis voice, man, got me so hyped. And in fact, I went back and rewatched that scene about 3 or 4 times after editing the reaction and after finishing the recording. I was just so hyped. And yeah, you guys can see my hair in its natural state after the shower. I might put the bucket hat on because yeah, my hair is naturally curly like this after the shower. But yeah, let's get into the reaction. Let's have some fun with this thing. Let's absolutely smash it, baby. Let's go. Yeah, damn well the bucket hat's coming on. Sorry, man. It just has to. The hair's a madness. So I just want to address the comments from last episode, by the way. I thought the comments were absolutely fantastic in episode 6. And yeah, one of the comments was talking about, you know, this being the same prison from The Great Escape, and obviously the comment hadn't got to my Great Escape and like not analogy but my Great Escape comments at the end of the reaction yet. And then obviously when that person got to the Great Escape comments, it was just an hilarious interaction to have, because I had seen that film last year and I think it was a great film to watch. I absolutely loved The Great Escape, but having watched The Great Escape and then now knowing that this is the same prison that The Great Escape happened in, I think it's Stalag Luft 3 or Stalag Luft 3, I feel like it just makes watching The Great Escape even more better now. Having this experience watching Masters of the Air, thinking to yourself, oh, Buck and Bucky and the boys are in the same vicinity while this escape is happening. And I think one of the comments said that this is actually referenced in this episode, which is a spoiler I didn't want to have, but it's okay. It's okay. I love the comments. People get excited over the show. It is what it is. And then as well, you had the execution of the prisoners of war. And one of the comments was saying that the families were actually really disappointed about the execution of it in the show, and it was for pure entertainment, having Bucky as the lone survivor there. And that's not the way it happened because Bucky wasn't there, and there were executions of this, and you know those civilians that did it went on trial and were hung or were executed, I believe. I think there was conflicting facts in the comment section, so I don't know which one is right at this point in time. But yeah, for dramatical purposes or for entertainment, it was a bit Hollywoodized having, you know, Egan as the sole survivor when it didn't really go down like that. I thought it was great having that perspective of the war. It probably, knowing now that the families are disappointed, it probably could have been executed in a better way from the writer's perspective. Maybe have it saying in passing from Egan or someone at the prison telling him, you know, we experienced this. One of the groups, this happened to them, or something along the lines of that, like maybe from the POV of a different soldier. So yeah, let's get into the reaction. I'm hella excited because I think episode 6 is fantastic.
Enough. Stalag Luft 3 was run by the German Air Force.
Stalag Luft 3.
Because we had their downed pilots in our camps, they treated our boys humanely enough. It was cold and miserable. Their diet consisted of potatoes and turnips year-round, but they had access to hygiene, amenities, books, music. All they really wanted was news from the front to give them hope that one day soon, they would be going home.
Thanks.
And
I wouldn't say no. Any word on the mail?
nope.
Another holdup?
War. Red Cross is having trouble getting mail into the camp. Here, kitty, kitty, kitty.
She's going your way, Hammy.
Here, kitty, 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 kitty. Yeah, I see her. Come here.
Come on, guys.
My memory of The Great Escape is a little bit hazy, but I remember these inspections regularly occurring as well.
Verdammt.
Kann hier nichts finden.
Ja, auch nicht.
Schau unter der Matratze nach.
Wir haben etwas gefunden!
Any connection with the outside world is
Wir haben etwas gefunden! Wir haben etwas gefunden! Wir haben etwas gefunden!
God damn.
But they didn't get the headphone.
Well, thank God for small miracles.
Yo, no cap. I think after the last episode, I'm one of Austin Butler's biggest fans. Like, I already loved him as an actor, but I don't know why. Just that one moment, I was like, yeah, that's goated.
It was understood in early 1944 the invasion of Europe was imminent. The 100th Bomb Group would play its part.
So this is before D-Day.
More missions into Germany meant more casualties. More casualties meant more replacements.
So I'm guessing, I can't remember the dates. So 1944 or late 1943, Egan and Buck were captured, right? Or they became prisoners of war. So we're going to have to deal with a nearly 1.5 year span inside of the last 3 episodes. So 7, 8, 9, because it's only a 9 episode miniseries. So it's going to be interesting to see how they pace it out. And if they gloss over things or if they rush the ending a bit, because there's a lot of ground to cover in those episodes. And you guys were already saying with the Bremen episode, I think it was a writing choice. Obviously, it could have been a writing choice, it could have been a budget choice. But because we're dealing from the perspective of the soldiers being uncertain, the pilots and the soldiers being uncertain, not knowing what went down, I think the Bremen episode, looking back at it now, was perfectly executed. Not perfectly executed, but I liked the choice to not depict it, because then you had the Munster episode with Rosie. So I think it counters, it balances out in a way. But it's going to be interesting to see how they deal with that year and a bit time span inside 7, 8, and 9, because like you've seen last episode, you had the 3 storylines being covered with Crosby, Rosie, and then Buck and Egan. And then now it seems like Crosby's back at base and we have Rosie back at base. So it's going to be the 100th bombing group at headquarters. And then you're going to have Bucky and Buck at the Stalag Luft. So it's going to be interesting to see how they, like I said, balance it out. Because I thought last episode was edited really well. So if they go along the lines of episode 6, then they could perfectly execute it.
Kids, man. You gotta be kidding me. Hey, Ruby.
Delaney!
The replacements.
Fuller!
Because every one of us had lost at least one close friend. Some guys were reluctant to get to know the new fellas. Most of them weren't expected to be around very long. But someone had to show them the ropes.
Morning, gentlemen.
Best person to show them the ropes.
I'm Captain Robert Rosenthal. I'm a pilot with the 418th. It's good to have you guys here. Showers at noon. Why don't I come back? I'll take you boys over there. Welcome to the 100th.
Occasionally, something would happen that electrified the entire base. We thought Sergeants Quinn and Bailey were among the many casualties over Regensburg.
Oh my gosh, they actually made it back.
Thanks to the French and Belgian resistance, they were back at Thorpe Abbott's. Nothing gave us more hope than the return of men we thought were lost.
Yeah, that's a morale boost.
Lucky for them, there was a rule that if a downed flyer made it out of occupied Europe, he wasn't allowed to fly any more missions. Because if a flyer got shot down again and was captured or tortured by the Gestapo, they knew too much about the escape routes and the French and Belgian men and women who had assisted them. The lucky bastards got a ticket home.
Hey, they've been through enough already, trying to get back to base. It seemed like they followed the instructions of the Belgian woman. They replicated her actions, and they came home.
You gonna request Florida, Texas?
Dave Miner and his boys are at 24 too.
What I wouldn't give to train pilots someplace sunny after a year in this pea suit.
Your time will come, Carnes.
Right. When you think about it,
being kicked out to operations.
25 missions is
Hardly ever
actually
a chance to fly.
insane.
I heard he was the only pilot to make it back from Bremen out of 18 ships. You gotta be the luckiest man here, right?
It was Munster. It was 13 ships. And luck had very little to do with it. It's Maluli, right?
Yes, sir.
Rosie's the best pilot I've ever seen fly a B-17. Ever. You pray to God you can fly half as good as him, you might make it a 25-2.
There's that red light. There's that red light I was talking about last episode. Your body's conditioned to see one thing and be ready for one thing.
I'm thinking of giving it a try in here. Won't be as good as our old one, but might work good enough. Copper wire, graphite, safety pin. You think you could scrounge them up for me?
Oh, my little Cree Marconi, huh? So I can rustle up.
Daylight raid this far east?
It's gotta be Berlin, right?
It's hard to pinpoint from the AA fire. Sounds like they sent a flak up from half of Germany. There we go. Sounds about right. It's Berlin or its environs.
You hear that? It's Berlin. Hey, happy goddamn Monday, Addo.
Do you think the hundreds with them?
You gotta be.
It's gonna be rough up there. First daylight raid on the capital of Germany.
The hell was that? That's a lot closer. Come on.
Listen. Go.
Get those doors open. Get him open.
Get back inside.
What happened?
They shot Harry.
Oh, hey,
You hit one of
hey.
our men?
He was out of the block.
Where's Glemnitz?
They shot him for no reason.
Get Glemnitz!
In.
Glemnitz!
He's bleeding bad.
We need to get him a doctor.
In.
Get back inside! It's out!
Whoa. We're just preying on the weak like that?
Get it off him!
Get back inside.
Harry was in the block. Why did they shoot?
Bringt ihn ins Lazarett. Schnell. Schnell!
Wir kommen. Los hier.
Now, back inside.
Dead!
Go back inside.
Bro, I reckon, listen, knowing Egan,
Goddamn goons are gonna take us out one at a time, bro.
knowing Egan, he would have wanted to take on that captain right there, that officer, and whoop his ass. But obviously, like, we know the
As
consequences
our
of
missions
that.
piled
So
up and became more perilous, it seemed that damn red mission light never blinked off. We were always on edge.
gotta bite your teeth
Then we
and
were told we were
keep your head
targeting
down.
Berlin. Every man on base held his breath as we waited to see just how dearly it would cost us.
10.
8, 9, 10, 11.
12, 13,
Yo,
14, 15, 16.
Christ. It's 15 down.
Yeah.
150 lives lost like that in the span of a couple of hours. Damn, my guy's lost his scalp.
Stand by for another one inbound. Let's get a crew on it. Casualties on board. Take it easy, okay? You'll be fine. We got you, okay?
Down to bring in at least 3 more. Lemon, we got eyes on it.
I need medication now. Hold his legs. Take his legs. Come on. You'll be fine, buddy. We got you. We got you. All right.
March 6, 1944 became known as Black Monday because of how many men were lost that day. 150 of them were from the 100th.
Damn, man.
Then it nosedived. On their 25th.
Motherfuckers went after our guys in parachutes. One after another. They killed them all. Every last one of them.
On their 25th mission.
As our crews got younger, our casualties climbed and the morale on base plummeted. We all needed to distract ourselves from the war. I decided to call Sandra. I told myself all I wanted was someone to drink and laugh with, but then I called her a second time.
Damn, we went back for it.
And a third.
Listen, he's married, man, but when you're cheating on your wife like that, I know. Listen, I guess you need some sort of escape when you're at war like that, but I do not condone cheating on your wife like that. Sorry. I know Sandra is a fantastic character. Listen, I know she brings that injection of energy. But Crosby, there's other... I feel like there's other ways, man. Or there's other methods to cope. I thought we were never going to see Sandra again, to be fair. So how would they get these materials on base? Would some of the German soldiers help them out? Or would one of the boys just be scavengers and like they'd pickpocket and are just really good at hunting for scraps? Or would they use the materials from the Red Cross?
Okay, Murphy.
Finally.
Murphy. Hamilton.
Thanks.
And Clement.
Thank you.
That's it, fellas. Maybe next time. Mail call!
Yo, man, that
It's from my mom.
that reunion with Egan and the boys
Yours from Buck.
is gonna feed families if it does happen. Marge.
Like I said before, Bremen, I popped the question.
You did?
She said yes.
Woo!
So? That's great. Congratulations.
I was even thinking maybe you'd be my best man.
I will be your best man.
I will be your best man. That's that confidence, baby. How many letters would Crosby had to write?
He's got a few more to write, sir.
How you holding up?
Oh, I'm just fine.
Tomorrow's mission.
Berlin again? Jacket's the same, Ruth. It's exactly like yesterday. They don't care if they kill us all, do they?
No matter how many times they gotta run it, they'll run it.
Yankees trade DiMaggio? It's not working. weather gets better, what do you say if you and we made our move?
Haven't you been paying attention? The odds of getting out of here alive and in one piece are
30 to 1, 40 to 1, 51.
Yeah.
I don't have a plan yet, but I'll find one.
Well, maybe you should come up with one with better odds.
Dig them tunnels, baby.
Come with me.
My plan is to get home to Mars in one piece.
Or you die here in one piece. Sickness. Walking too close to that goddamn fence. Don't you want to eat something more than potatoes? I mean, we can wait here, doing nothing. That what you want to do?
No, I can't stand this place any more than you.
Now, for those of you unaware, I'm Lieutenant Colonel Bennett, the new CEO of the 349th Squadron. Due to Colonel Hardin's trip to London this morning, I've been placed in temporary command of the entire 100th Bomb Group. The target for today is
You hear the
Berlin.
groans. You hear the groans. Same route as yesterday.
Specifically, the Erkner bearing plant.
Jesus, that's the exact same route as Monday.
Oh, sorry, Monday. My bad.
Who said that? Major Shones, you're exactly right. But I'm not a man to order anyone. On any mission, I won't fly myself. So I will be command pilot for the entire wing.
Damn, big old Commander Bennett. Oh, Lieutenant Bennett.
Your main point of impact will be here, in the heart of Berlin.
You're going into possibly the most defended place on Earth at the time. Like, if the
We
morale
only had 15 planes left to send up.
wasn't already low.
The exact same number the Germans shot down 2 days earlier. It didn't take a mathematician to figure out the odds were pretty bad for Rosie and his crew to make it back from their 25th mission.
Anything I should know, Ken?
She's A1, sir. And I'm sure you'll bring her back to me the same way.
Please, man. Come on, Rosie. Come on, man. Number 25. Please.
All right, boys, huddle up.
Whatever happens has already happened in 1944.
Know
So,
the drill?
I guess I'm going to find out.
You boys worry about the guns, I'll worry about the plane. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, Rosie's the winners of this show, man. I know he got introduced a little bit later, but he's one guy I'll follow. He's one guy I'll hop in that plane with. If Rosie's at the helm, that's all I need to know. Interesting. We didn't see one Berlin mission this episode, but the one Rosie's flying, where
Our
it's
chances
being
of
depicted.
defeating the Luftwaffe were increased by the introduction of the P-51 Mustang. Hands down, the best fighter plane of the war. Escorted by the Mustangs for the entire mission, the odds were starting to shift in our favor.
Yeah, you think that, but you just never know. So, were the Mustangs there in the first Berlin, event that happened this episode, or was that like, were they introduced in that short time period? Were they introduced for the second mission to Berlin? Because yeah, I'm a bit unaware, because like obviously Crosby was talking about we had 15 planes shot down on the first mission that's just from the 100th Squadron, and he's saying, you know, in the second mission that we had the Mustangs, so, and the odds were starting to shift in our favor, and obviously it boosted the morale a little bit. So based on what Crosby's saying here, I'm guessing the Mustangs were introduced for the second Berlin mission. To protect the bombers,
There's a
so
whole lot of fighters at 2 o'clock level. Are they friendly? I can't tell.
Ball turret to pilot. I have green flares from Colonel Bennett's ship. Over.
man, these air sequences in this show,
Navigator to pilot.
they
We're
are
over Berlin, but I
actually
think we missed
so
our
well
turn
done.
VIP. Roger, Navigator. What's the heading? Over. Heading should be 253. Repeat, 253. Roger that, heading to 253, over. Eyes open for crowd fighters. They know where we're headed. Bombardier to pilot. We have fighters at 11 o'clock. Roger that. C-51's coming in fast. Get ready, boys. Wow!
Great head-on collision battle, like insane. I wonder what the friendly fire rate was in the sky as well. Like at points it'd be so chaotic, it'd be hard to identify who's who. Like look at that. Like
30 seconds to target. Roger that. Pilot to Bombardier. You ready to drop? Bombardier to pilot. Roger. Okay, ship's yours. Copy. My ship. Bombs away.
And so far pretty smooth because of the Mustangs providing that additional covering fire and keeping the crowds occupied. See, that's where the CGI falters a bit. Like that looks like a game right there, and I was just commending the visual effects of the air sequences.
What did he say, Pappy? Huh?
You did it, Rosie. We did it. 25. We're going home.
Please don't have some sort of cockpit explosion or malfunction here. Just, yeah. Man, he awfully flied low there.
Last chance to buzz the tower.
He's gonna buzz the tower. Oh, he one crazy motherfucker. I mean, listen. Oh, he did it. Fair play, Rosie. Listen, they only lost one bomber, but that's still 10 individuals lost. It's still not perfect. It's 14 from 15. I didn't expect that to go as smoothly as it did. But like I said, it seemed like them Mustangs did them thing.
Brass is upping the end of tour requirements from 25 to 30 missions.
Are you serious?
What?
That's not allowed.
Only for new replacement crews coming after next week. Any crew in between will have to make 28.
That's still not
And
allowed.
your boys are off the hook, Rosie.
Oh, okay. But still.
Jesus, Jack, that's, what, 10 more missions for us? 8 more for Helmick instead of 5.
That extra 3 missions, or extra 5 missions,
Well,
could mean your life.
Congratulations, Rosie.
So they were the final cut to
At
make
least
the
you make it out as
25.
fucking more alive. I mean, changing the rules on us mid-game, that's bullshit, Jack. They want us all to fucking die up there, and no one gives a shit. No one.
Listen, I totally understand his frustrations right there.
It's good to see you again. You know, during these last few weeks, I have missed you terribly.
She knows he's married too.
Do you want to know where I've been? Or do you want to know where I will be in 20 minutes?
Damn.
It's 20 minutes.
Yo, she got that Riz, man.
Conduction. Maybe there's some glue residue or oil or dirt or something getting in the way of the current.
Listen, I'm not an expert on this, so I don't know if that's right with sanding the copper, but if it works, it works.
I think. Yeah, I got something. It's German. Some music. Hold on. Yeah. The BBC. Give me some paper.
That's crazy. Listen, I don't know the science behind that, but that's crazy.
Yesterday, Berlin took the heaviest bombing of the war. Listen to this. Uncle Joe's Ruskies seized the bridgehead of a place called Mogliev Podolsky, splitting the Kraut army in two.
My friend Rosie understood this very well. But he had completed his 25th mission. He had done his duty. And now, he could go home.
Knowing Rosie, I don't know if he'd be the one to go home. Shortly, he'd want to like stay back and give, I don't know, maybe the pilots the best chance of survival. Maybe train them up.
Where the hell are they going?
Some news, boys. The Brits in North Compound built 3 tunnels.
3? Jesus Christ, how?
That's the one.
Been digging them for over a year.
That's the Great Escape.
30 feet deep, so lagoon seismographs wouldn't detect them. 70, maybe 80 men made it out.
80?
Nothing like this has ever happened. Colonel believes there'll be severe reprisals as more senior officers in the SS and Gestapo become aware of the magnitude of the escape.
How many survived the Great Escape again? I think it was only like 3 or 4 out of the 70 or 80 that made it out.
For it when they were out chasing those Brits.
Maybe, but I can't help thinking you were right. Better to play it safe. The hell am I rushing back home for?
So that was the
Guys,
night
get
of the
better.
Great Escape with all the German soldiers being mustered together to go probably hunt them down as they obviously escaped the prison.
You get letters. To get a letter, you need someone to get it from.
You're tired.
I'm tired.
Yeah. We'll be plenty of time for that when you get out. Just set it up right next time.
You're only gonna know this me, not the old me. Me before I got here. So if we can get out.
We'll get out. And this you will be the one worth knowing.
Hey, Mages! Simulite wants you in his office, now.
Just us?
Yeah, you and the Colonel.
Because of this great escape attempt, Commandant von Lindeiner has been relieved of all duties. Most of the escapees have been recaptured. But I regret to inform you, deeply regret to inform you, that 50 of the recaptured escapees have been executed.
Executed?
I would caution you not to allow your men to enact any reprisals, any refusals of orders, or to make any attempt to escape in the future.
Yeah, I think those men were executed under Hitler's
There are
orders.
for me to take an inventory of all Jewish prisoners of war at Stalag Luft 3.
There are only Americans in Stalag Luft 3, Major Simulite. Only Americans.
Yes, well, there are ongoing discussions in Berlin to transfer all Stalags in the Reich from the Luftwaffe's jurisdiction to the SS and Gestapo. This is an outcome I think we would all like to avoid, yes? Your good behavior would be very much appreciated.
So what do you think the odds are now?
Of us making it home alive? Long. Very, very long.
Oh, I thought we were going to end the episode similar to last episode. With sort of the panning shot over the Stalag Luft 3.
You want to re-up?
Yep, I knew it. It's Rosie, man.
Captain, you know the tours of duty have been extended to 30 missions.
Yes, sir, I do.
How could I sleep at night knowing I get to go home while the brass up their numbers mid-tour? And then I can't imagine some rookie coming to take my place, getting himself and his crew killed on their first mission. Then he gets replaced by another replacement, and over and over and over.
And the cycle goes on.
No, sir.
I think, yeah, last episode, I believe it was the drummer analogy with Rosie and the doctor. You never stop a drummer mid-solo. And I feel like that's a testament to Rosie's mentality. The war's not done. The job's not done. Why should I get to go home when the job's not finished? Yeah, I've done my 25 missions, but the 25 missions, or me completing the 25 missions, does not mean the end of the war. I'm going to go home. I'm going to have those sleepless nights knowing that there are men continuing to be replaced in my position who are dying on a day-to-day basis from the 100th, from the other squad groups as well. So yeah, I like his mentality is absolutely insane. And you guys were saying in the comment section that the actor who plays Rosie actually nailed it to a T, down to the accent, and really replicated the real life counterpart of Rosie Rosenthal. So like I'm really admiring the acting chops of this actor right here. And I'm going to do my research on this actor going forward, and look out for him in future projects, because I think he's absolutely nailed it here. And yeah, like I said, Rosie is the winners of this show, in my opinion. Yeah, we've got Austin Butler as Buck, and Bucky Egan as well, who are great characters. But Rosie, is one of those iconic ones as well, in my opinion. And yeah, I think, listen, like I was saying before, that's a testament to his mentality, to want to continue to do these missions. And as well, it gives the replacements that sense of confidence that, this guy just didn't pick up and go home after the 25th mission. He's staying here. We got that experienced veteran with us, and the confidence levels, boosted a little bit. Even that little bit of confidence can mean all that much.
I can't go home. Not yet.
Job's not.
Job is
done. Job's not finished. I just said that.
One way or another.
The invasion will not and cannot occur till the Luftwaffe is destroyed. And we have complete and total air superiority. And we can do that now with the new P-51s, which outflies and outperforms every plane the Luftwaffe can throw at us. But to shoot them down, we need to get them in the air, with bombers as the bait. Our bombers. So that's the strategy. That's the mission. Bait.
I understand.
Oh, he's still taking it on. He ain't phased.
Okay then.
Doesn't matter if we're a bait. The job's not done. Bait or not.
We could use a new commanding officer for the 350th. You up for it?
Yeah, I'm up for it.
Okay then.
Thank you, Colonel.
Up next on Masters. Yep. See, I thought that was... Listen, I thought part 7 of Masters of the Air was great, ladies and gentlemen. My only worry is that we only have 2 episodes left. If we had 3 episodes left, I'd be a little bit more comfortable about the pacing going into episode 8 and 9. And yeah, we still got over a year of coverage for the war in 2 episodes. And it's going to be interesting to see how they depict that, because I thought this episode, yet again, was edited pretty great. Again, I feel like the balance was really well executed between the Prisoners of Stalag Luft 3 and obviously dealing with Rosie, the replacements, and the Berlin bombings. So yeah, I thought it was, really well paced out. But does that pacing of this episode get compromised in the next 2 episodes where they're going to speed things up and, you know, gloss over things or not give as much time to great historical events? So it's going to be interesting to see how it plays out. And knowing Masters of the Air, I feel like this could have been way more than a 10-episode miniseries. I feel like Band of Brothers is the same, The Pacific is the same, but I think, listen, the 10 episodes for those 2 series were really, really, like, really, really well done. Like, the 10 episodes covered a lot of ground. I think they really edited those episodes well and used the production budget really well in those shows. But however, with Masters of the Air, with how much ground that's being covered in these episodes, or listen, how much time is being depicted in these episodes, I feel like, yeah, I could have used an extra 5 episodes. This could have been like a 12 to 15 episode miniseries, in my opinion. I that's what I think. If they maybe utilized their budget right, or maybe, listen, renewed it for a potential season 2. Obviously, it's not going to be renewed for a potential season 2. I'm guessing the way this wraps up, it wraps up the end of the war and it wraps up the characters we are following. So yeah, that decision is long gone. That decision can't be made anymore. But yeah, like, I see myself now wanting more Masters of the Air. I see myself wanting that 12 to 15 episode miniseries, possibly, or, you know, 12 to 15 episode, like, 1 season for this series, because I feel like after those episodes 4, 5, 6, I started growing into the show more as it went on. I think this show got better as it went on. And I find myself, you know, now really into it. However, as I'm getting really into it and as I'm getting immersed into it, it's only got 2 episodes left. So that's its problem, in my opinion. It's just, you know, I feel like it's going to be cut short, and I feel like a lot of things are going to be rushed. Listen, I haven't seen episode 8 and 9. I do not know. But I feel like that's just the way it's going to be, because I know that there is still a year and a half or a year and a bit of significant events to happen that we saw in the Pacific, and we saw in Band of Brothers. Obviously, this is not going to deal with the Pacific, because obviously that was the Pacific Theater for, but we saw those events in Band of Brothers on D-Day and how important, you know, the bombings were, or how important the air raids were. So I'm interested to see how they're going to cover that ground in 2 episodes at the same time with covering the Buck and Egan story at Stalag 3. And then obviously you had the change of command following the Great Escape, which probably makes for a more rigid or like a more strict enforcement of the POWs. So yeah, I don't know if that's going to be dealt with in the next 2 episodes. That's my only worry. That's my only worry, is how they're going to cover so much ground in those 2 episodes. So yeah, that was my episode 7 reaction, guys. It's been Masters of the Air. It's been my reaction to Masters of the Air episode 7. I like this episode a lot. Crosby, man, cheating on your girl. I don't condone that, man. Come on, man. I know. Listen, Sandra is goals, man. She vibes. I said it last episode. She amazing vibes, but it's still cheating on your girl, and she knows that too as well. But listen, I think with the mental headspace he was going in, I see where he was going at, but I don't agree with it. But it is what it is. But like I said before, I'm rambling on now. Just like as I feel like I'm growing into the show, we only got 2 episodes left, and it's a shame. It's a shame. I think this series has gotten better as it's as the episodes have chugged along. So yeah, it's been your boy Elie Moses. Take care. God bless and peace.